Search plan that's pitting neighbors against a congregation. ABC 7 News starts in just 30 seconds.
So they crash tested the F-150, the one with the high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body. And guess what? This is the safest F-150 ever built. The only pickup to pull the government's 5-star safety rating and earn an IIHS top safety pick. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $11,427 in total savings. Hurry to your local Ford dealer.
How long and how late should Metro stay open? Well, the idea to close earlier would make more time for maintenance. But to get to a 10-hour public hearing today, riders needed to use bus bridges all around the Friendship Heights station after yet another incident with an arcing insulator. Our Tom Rousey covering Metro for us tonight. He is live outside the headquarters. What's the latest, Tom?
Yeah, Allison, that incident tonight kind of highlights why Metro's GM doesn't want Metro to be open as much as it used to be. He wants more time to work on the tracks. You know, this hearing today, it started at 12:30 in the afternoon. The last speaker walked out those doors around 10 o'clock tonight.
Until Metro's Safe Track program ends next spring, it will shut down at midnight 7 days a week. The question that brought so many out is, what happens after that?
WMATA seems to believe that everybody works like government jobs that close on Saturdays and Sundays.
Hotel worker Aaliyah Nelson and other members of the Unite Here union want weekend late-night service back. Until June, Metro stayed open until 3 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays. Now, sometimes workers have to take taxis instead.
Transportation that we cannot afford to take on a normal basis.
Here's the deal. After Safe Track, Metro's GM doesn't want the system open as many hours as it used to be. That would give crews more time to maintain the tracks. Metro is looking at a bunch of choices, everything from opening as late as noon on Sundays to shutting down at 11:30 instead of midnight weekdays.
People tend to be gravitating around the third option.
The GM says he could live with a compromise in which late-night service ended at 1 a.m. weekends.
We use it as a safe means of transportation to get around the city for social events.
But most speakers and Metro's board chair want 3 a.m. back.
The bars, restaurants, et cetera, in the district stay open until 2. So closing at 1 really doesn't help us at all. You really have to do the 3 o'clock.
Metro's board is expected to vote on what hours Metro will be open in December. And again, these changes, they would take effect, whatever they are, next spring after the Safe Track project finishes. Reporting live tonight in Northwest, I'm Tom Rousey, ABC 7 News.
Well, with the opening of the MGM National Harbor Casino just weeks away, Metro is making plans to ease traffic in that area. The NH2 Metro bus route now will run from King Street in Old Town and Huntington Metro stations to the casino. The casino is scheduled to open in early December, but that new bus route will start on Sunday.
For the first time in 30 years, we have a deal inside the Beltway. If we didn't fix inside the Beltway, doesn't matter what we do outside the Beltway. So now both inside and outside will be fixed.
And there you go, straight from the governor's mouth, an update on plans to start building tolls along I-66 inside the Beltway. Governor McAuliffe says one of 2 contractors will be chosen for the project next week, and construction is expected to start and finish next year.
Now to a developing story and another reminder about the risks of Takata airbags. Investigators say that a woman was killed in an accident in California last month. She becomes the 11th U.S. victim of Takata's defective airbag inflators. Those airbags can inflate with too much force, causing a metal canister to rupture and spew shrapnel into the passengers. The problem led to the largest auto recall in U.S. history.
A former UVA football player is suing the school, claiming he was the victim of hazing. Aiden Howard says teammates harassed and bullied him because he has a learning disability. Howard also claimed he was forced to fight a teammate to prove his manliness, leaving him with a broken eye socket. A UVA spokesman would not comment on this lawsuit.
Tonight, in vote 2016, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton sat just 1 seat away from each other at a charity dinner in New York tonight. The presidential nominees both addressed the crowd at the Al Smith Dinner. It's an annual event that usually gives the candidates a lighthearted moment on the campaign trail.
The truth is, I'm actually a modest person, very modest. It's true. In fact, many people tell me that modesty is perhaps my best quality. even better than my temperament.
But I'm not boring at all. In fact, I'm the life of every party I attend, and I've been to 3.
The dinner does come one night after the third and final presidential debate, a debate that included Trump referring to Clinton as a nasty woman. And Vote Track 2016 is out on the campaign trail to get the pulse of the people about this presidential election. Tomorrow, our Brad Bell will be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Allison?
Well, back here locally now, a 17-year-old girl stabbed after a fight on a Metro bus. This is just the latest in a series of deadly encounters in Ward 4 in the district. And tonight, Interim Chief Peter Newsham talked with residents about what's going on and what police are doing to stop the violence. Annalisa Gale joins us live from the 4th District headquarters with